has been intense the last several days, which is why NATO and Ukraine trying to coordinate strategy. The UK and France have joined the United States in allowing Ukraine to fire their weapon systems into Russia. Ukraine wants to see more of this, but there is a feeling here that time is not working in Ukraine's favor, that President Trump is going to come on January 20th. He says he's going to freeze the conflict, and at this moment, Ukraine is losing territory. They're losing it fastest in the Kursk region. That is the part of Russia that Ukraine captured in August. It was a large territory that Ukraine was able to occupy in a surprise attack. But over the last several weeks, they have lost, according to Ukrainian intelligence, about 40% of that territory.
And now to our coverage of the transition of power. In an attempt to crack down on illegal immigration and drug trafficking, President-elect Donald Trump is promising new tariffs on his first day in office. KCRA3's Amy Lew's in our Washington newsroom with a look at who these tariffs will affect.
Economists say American consumers will ultimately be paying the price for tariffs. President Trump is planning. Trump said he'd take action, imposing a 25% tax on all products entering the U.S. from Mexico and Canada, and another 10% on goods from China. Economists predict that could dramatically raise prices on everything from gas to cars and agriculture. The U.S. is the largest importer of goods in the world, with Mexico, Canada, and China as its top 3 suppliers, according to U.S. Census data. Trump says that the tariffs will remain in place until the influx of drugs and border crossings stop, although the number of southern border arrests has dropped to a record 4-year low. In Washington, I'm Amy Liu, KCRA 3 News.
And while illegal crossings on the southern border are at a 4-year low, as you heard there, they have more than doubled at the northern border over the last year or so, and the majority of people are coming from India. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum is reacting to those tariffs, saying Mexico would impose their own tariffs on the U.S. She says she is willing to engage in talks on drugs and migrants crossing the border. In Texas, we're getting another look at those additional buoy barriers added to the Rio Grande River last week. Here they are. Governor Greg Abbott posted this video on social media, writing that the state will use, quote, every tool and strategy available. Was expanding the length of the floating marine barriers along the river at Eagle Pass. This despite an ongoing federal lawsuit challenging the legality of those buoys, while also empowering armed officers to arrest migrants on trespassing charges. A Granite Bay man's facing charges connected with the January 6th breach at the U.S. Capitol. Federal prosecutors announcing the charges filed against 45-year-old Dane Christopher Thompson. They say these images from body cameras show Thompson confronting law enforcement officers. Prosecutors say Thompson attended the Stop the Steal rally on January 6, 2021. He was arrested on Friday. Thompson is charged with felonies of assaulting, resisting, and impeding officers and civil disorder. He's among the more than 1,500 people who have been charged with that rally. A pursuit in Stanislaus County ended in a deadly crash that also injured innocent people, including